Thank goodness. We did it. My babies are so good. You guys are amazing. Like, look at how good they are. I can't believe I fit everything in there. I did end up getting rid of the crate. It's like a perfectly good airline crate, but we just don't need it. Too much space. Minimize once again. So, oh, look at Arlo kissing his brother. We've made it to the campsite. I'm trying to decide where to park. I need good shade, but I also want to be close to where the vans will park. After like way too long, I think this is the spot. I don't know if you're ready for how cute they are. Look at this. Ah, they're already moving. Stay. Oh, my babies. Let's carry this thing, this cement block over here. I think that'll, it's like, he could definitely drag that across the world because he's so strong. But for now, while I build, it should be good. I've been up since 5 a.m. because somehow there are mosquitoes inside. I remember this last time I was at this campsite, but I was just doing a meditation and it was exactly what it needed to be. Now I know how to show up here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're like swarming. But it's really nice to not have the cover on. This is my first night not having the cover. The cover actually got super moldy over the last month at the last campsite. Good morning. So I had this thing going last night, which is the mosquito zapper, but he is terrified of it from the electric fences at the farm in Italy. We have Aslan. Good morning. Bom dia. Oh, my big baby. Then we have Duchess. Meow meow. Crazy, this is everything. Oh, you're falling. Oh no. Come here. Come here, baby. This is everything I own. I don't really use that suitcase. Careful. That's like my everyday suitcase. Food. Dishes. For some reason, olive oil's in there. Water filter. Electronics. Feed Duchess in there. Duchess's litter box. Because I'm not going to let her out here. I just don't know the area well enough. Sound bowls, also my desk. And it looks like a mess, but like these are important too. That's a shower bag. And that's dirty laundry. I was sleeping on this, but it was actually like adding it for cushion, but it was making moisture get trapped. It's my yoga mat. And it's also like PCP, I believe, and so it's just not good for me. Hung on my laundry when I got here because it was still wet. It's nice and wooded. This campsite's super cute because there's all these like little bungalow things that I would never stay in because of the mold, but also not dog friendly. But then like all the motorhomes and the beach. It's right there. So it's nice to be able to walk there, and it's just wild that this is where I first stayed when I first got to Portugal. Where I first got my van. It was the second campsite I ever stayed in, and the first place I ever stayed in Portugal. And now I'm here. No van, 2 more animals. Before it was just us. Okay. Hello. Wow. If you guys have been following along for the past like week, a little bit over a week, I have kind of been more open about like going through this new transition with trying to figure out how to show up now that it's like there's this common theme in the collective about the masks being burned is like what just keeps coming through. And it's so interesting because it's like I've shared with my therapist how I think I talked about it on here. We discovered this wound that was underneath like a protective mechanism. Actually, I don't know if I talked about this. Discovered this wound underneath a protective mechanism, which was kind of like a little bit like anger, but not really. There's like this like fierce like version of me that has always been there to like protect myself in certain situations and dynamics and stuff. And I learned that. And then on top of that, what happens when we have these unresolved wounds buried by protective mechanisms, we then build identities on top of that, like false identities, but identities to survive. And that can feel super isolating because they're like, and it's such a common thing that so many people have been going through. And so many people are like surrounded by so many people, so many wonderful things. Like I've had so many wonderful experiences in my life, but there's always been this like little underlying feeling of being like an island is how I was explaining it when we were kind of diving into it. And that is because you pretty much like when you have this makeup, it's like you kind of are like an island, like your true self is an island down there. And it's also in separation, and like separation is the greatest illusion of human existence, separation from source. I'm trying to remember, I don't think I shared this yet because I think that this all happened since my last like goodbye video. But I'm gonna share this story. I lost my car keys, right? So in the morning I woke up a few days ago, like a week ago, I don't know, woke up, got locked out of some of my accounts. So I was already like, this is so frustrating. And then I wanted to go get like some milk for my coffee, and it's like, okay, I'll get in the car, got the dogs in the car and everything, and then I couldn't find my key for the car, and I was like, where could it be? So then I took apart the whole tent, and I was then like getting really like frustrated because I hadn't had my coffee, and you know, just like this transition right now of the mold and like being in this foreign country and like making, you know, going through this vulnerable thing of like letting go of my coaching business, which if you're seeing this right now, I'm extending the closing sale for one more week for those who wanted to sign up but like couldn't yet. So you can grab any of my programs that you want. They're like significantly on sale right now, I think like 90% or more. But like closing down my coaching business, transitioning fully into my app NŌVÉ, which is my app for subconscious reprogramming, and fully into my content, but also like trying to figure out what my content is, like how do I authentically want to show up, and like what is that for me. And so it's like all this stuff, and then I was not able to find the key in the tent, and I was just like, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm seeing this really cute fuzzy bumblebee right now, which is, you guys know, a lot of you know, this is like a really big symbol for me. It means don't settle is what it means to me. I'm like, what does this mean? We'll get back to that. But I went to the beach because I was like, okay, maybe it fell in my pocket the other night at the beach, and I was looking everywhere and was like really mad at this point. Like in the tent I was mad, on the way to the beach I was mad, and I was like letting that anger just speak because I know how this stuff works. I know how to do like parts work, and I know how to like give space to to the parts of us. Like now I have a throat block that need to speak. And so part of me was saying some like mean things to God. and I was just like, I was expressing abandonment, I was expressing like anger, I was expressing like how am I supposed to like worship you when, you know, you've forgotten me, just like these things that I was like, wow, I can't believe this lives within me. And part of me was afraid to say all that, because I was like, I don't want to manifest something bad, I don't want to, you know, have God, not like this isn't how I think, but like have God punish me in a way, like just like, you know, karma and like law of attraction, all these things were running through my head as I was trying to like consciously do this parts work and let that part go. But so I chose to keep going and to keep speaking and saying whatever that part of me had to say, because that's how we heal those parts and those wounds. And so I got to the beach and I sat down where I thought I lost the key. I was so sure it was going to be there, and it wasn't there. I sat down and I was just like, I surrender. Like, I surrender. I don't know where to go from here. Like, I was like, I just don't have anything left. And that was the moment where I felt God's love, like that truth of who we are, that like eternalness. I felt that acceptance of me, no matter what I say, no matter what I'm going through, no matter anything, like anything I do, any mistake I make, any left turn, right turn I take, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I have a house, doesn't matter if I have a van, doesn't matter if I have a tent, like none of it matters. I'm always 100% loved and accepted. And like, I teach this, right? And I know this, but like, I felt it. I felt it at the wound, because I had let the anger and the fierce, the fiery, the snappy protective mechanism speak. And then I felt that love at my wound. And like, that was what was, I think, waiting to be felt like my whole life. And so when we heal the wound, right, then we're able to emerge our true self that was underneath the wound. And so I feel, and what I'm seeing and experiencing is this true self is like emerging for the first time ever. The nervous system, the subconscious are like, like this isn't safe, this is scary, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we're good. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be safe. It's safe to be who we are, and to honestly just get to know who we are without these layers. And there has to be that part of like the identities, the old masks that were built on top of that to burn away. And our outside world that we perceive in other people, like what we see other people going through, what we're experiencing, the people we meet, all these things, they're just mirrors of what goes on within us. And so it makes so much sense that I, you know, had a friend call me, and he was just like so open and so vulnerable and so authentic, and just like put it all on the table of like everything he's going through, and like did not hold back anything that like a human normally would hold back, like details about like finances and fears and emotions and all this. And like I felt it, like at my core I felt it, and at my heart I felt it. And I was like, wow, I respect this so much, and I feel so expanded by this. Hopefully the noise in the back isn't too much, but that's what authenticity does, right? We expand other people when we're in our authenticity. They did the study in Germany or Russia where they literally tested this in a controlled environment and found it was authenticity that was the most expansive frequency. And now there's a big truck coming by. But, un momento, per favore. Thinking about going back to Italy soon. We shall see. The other part of that, oh yeah, like someone else that I saw that I love and adore, and both of these people actually are experiencing toxic mold as well. I'm thinking about a tent, and my experience of leaving my home and leaving everything to do this healing in the tent inspired them, because that's my authentic path, and that's me, you know, surrendering any kind of like ego thing that would say stay in the beautiful ocean view home, whatever, and stay sick. Like I surrendered all that and moved into the tent so that I can heal, and I'm doing so much better because of it. and like my HRV's still been over 100 almost every single night and all that. And so that has inspired both of these people to do that themselves. And the girl who I'm referring to, she's in a tent right now with her baby, feeling, you know, so much better and feeling so happy to be out of the moldy environment. But she also posted on her story, like, dropping the masks and like talking about everything she's going through, talking about the fears that she has, the lack that she's experiencing, like all that. I'm like, wow, this is happening collectively. Like, I just think that maybe it was the solar flare recently or whatever. It's almost like it gives me like the ick to think of even pretending to be anything else. But also there's that liminal space where it's like, okay, well, who am I now? And I don't feel like I was ever not authentically being myself. Like that's not it either. But there was that part of me that wanted to share more of like what I shared in this video, like the journey. Like, I'll be so sad if I look back on this adventure and I didn't share more of this, because I'm not just like a spiritual being with like all this wisdom, you know, or whatever. Like, I don't know how I'm perceived, but like I like to share the wisdom that I gained from all these lessons. But also I think there's a lot of medicine in like showing the moment and like just what it looks like doing mundane things. And I enjoy watching that in other people, and I know that when I'm older I will enjoy watching that when I look back on my videos as well. And so I'm still figuring it out, honestly. I'm still figuring out how I want to show up and like what format and everything. And so thank you for being patient with me while I navigate that and kind of decide on like my style. Trust Fall is my series that will be going back and like telling each like little chapter of this adventure so far. When I left the US, kind of like a little bit before when I was in the US, like the things I was facing there to make this decision, and then all the things that I faced. And a lot of you know a lot of this stuff because like it was how I shared the lessons and how I learned the lessons. But I hope to share like a lot of the content that I have, a lot of the videos and photos and stuff that I have from all this adventuring that just never got to see the light. And yeah, so I'm gonna go back and tell the story. So if you ever see a video that says Trust Fall on the end, that'll be part of that series. I think there's going to be, you know, still sit down talks. Like, I just have been reflecting on that for the past week or so. Is like, this is my outlet. This is like, I love doing this. I love sharing like what I experienced with the key. Like, how crazy is it that I sat down thinking I would find, oh, I didn't finish that story. I sat down thinking I would find the key at that rock. I didn't find the key, but I found the key to like everything in my life that I had been seeking. And like coming home to myself, which is like literally, that is how I think you come home to yourself, is you have to clear all the shit that is preventing you from coming home to yourself, to your truth, and like burning away all the BS. But also what is just so wild, after that experience, you know, I went back to the tent. I was like so sure it was gonna be in the spot I thought I discovered in my mind at the beach. It wasn't there. I went on Facebook. I was like, it's not gonna be on Facebook. And then I went in some groups and someone had posted the key in a Facebook group, but then I wasn't able to comment. I wasn't able to join the group. Like, the admin wasn't approving me. And so I was like, it's so close, but so far away. And then eventually the person who owns this car, because I rent it from a guy that I met on Facebook, and he messaged the person for me. And then the guy and I met, and he said his dog found it in a hole on the beach and he would have never found it himself. And just the fact that like dog spelt backwards is God, and like that whole experience was me like taking it out on God, but then realizing that no matter what I do, I'm always forever unconditionally loved and accepted, and like enough. Like, just that breakthrough that I had with God, and that coming back to God, coming home to myself, was just profound, like absolutely profound. And so I like having an outlet to share that with you guys, and I like, you know, like meeting some people in person. Like, that's been the most special thing ever. And to hear when people say like how my videos have inspired them in certain ways over the years, I'm reminding myself like these videos are also valuable for other people. Like not only are they an outlet for me, but I know that they land with you guys as well, because I'm just mirroring to you what's going on in your field if you're resonating with my videos. And so like it's so fun to be interconnected like this. So that's what's in my brain right now. It's getting hot in this moment. I'm gonna go try and get some work done, because for the past 2 days I've been like packing the car and just like figuring out the next move. My Starlink is not really working here because of all the trees, but I think I'll get this video up and do some edits on NŌVÉ and do like different things I have to do for work, just like mundane things I guess, like brand deals and some things with my courses for the closing sale. But if you want to sign up for NŌVÉ and try the free trial of my subconscious reprogramming app for stepping into your chosen timeline, I think that this message is like the perfect message to go with that, because in order to create or like know your chosen timeline, you have to know yourself, and you have to like burn away those false identities. So I think it's really valuable to like sit with like truly what is it that you want. And like it is uncomfortable, but like when you get past the fear and past the, you know, the playing it safe, like for me, not showing the story, the journey as well, that's playing it safe for me, because that's like not as vulnerable as like letting people really see me. And so, but it's also my calling. And so that's how you kind of know. It's like if it's scary and terrifying, but it's like something that you want, then it's for you. So sit with that if you feel called to, and thank you so much for your love and your support on all my videos. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm truly, truly so grateful. This is my favorite platform by far, and I can't wait to go on this new journey with you all on trust fall and whatever else is created in these videos. So if you want to support this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, and leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, you can put a wolf emoji. We love wolf emojis here. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.